The lady from the church asked me to pray for her husband's soul. I said, "Of course. When did he die?" And she answered, "Tomorrow." No child should die alone. That's why I decided to let my son invite some friends over. Someone started having a coughing fit at my workplace. The problem is that I work alone in a morgue. Never knock on your door from the inside at dawn. The devil can knock on the outside. These macabre stories and others that can't be told on the channel, you'll see in the Cursed ebook. The link is in the comments. Buy it now. The old library at the edge of town had a reputation that none could ignore. Its massive wooden doors, with intricate carvings of unknown symbols, stood silent and imposing, whispering secrets to those who dared to listen. Rumors spoke of an ancient tome hidden within its labyrinthine shelves, said to be cursed. The air inside was always cool, almost too cool, and carried an unsettling stillness, like it was waiting for something or someone. A sign, faded and barely visible, hung above the entrance. "Read the rules before reading." It seemed like an odd request, but in a place so steeped in mystery, who would question it? Many who entered the library never returned. Those who did spoke of strange happenings and an overwhelming sense of dread. They described seeing shadows, moving against the grain of the light, and hearing whispers in languages that defied comprehension. The rules were posted on a dusty bulletin board near the entrance. They were written in a script that looked ancient, almost like a forgotten language. The first rule, scrawled in a bold, red ink, read, "Never read aloud." No one knew why this rule was so crucial, but the few who disobeyed experienced immediate and horrifying consequences. Their voices became distorted, lost in echoes that seemed to linger in the library long after they had left. The second rule was even more peculiar. Do not touch the books with a torn cover. The torn covers were said to be portals to realms beyond human comprehension, each one offering a glimpse into something not meant to be seen. The third rule warned, if you hear a whisper, do not respond. Many who had heard the whispers felt an irresistible urge to answer, only to find themselves trapped in a nightmare of their own making. The library's silence was punctuated only by the occasional rustle of pages or the creak of the old wooden floors. A palpable sense of anticipation hung in the air, as if something unseen was watching. Those who dared to investigate the source of the whispers often reported seeing fleeting figures in the corners of their vision, shadowy presences that seemed to vanish when looked at directly. The fourth rule was a chilling reminder. Do not stay after dark. The few who stayed past sunset spoke of an oppressive darkness that seemed to come alive, swallowing the light and distorting reality. The fifth and final rule was perhaps the most unsettling. Never read the final page of any book. Those who ignored this rule often spoke of experiencing an unending horror, trapped in a loop of despair that echoed the book's last line. One by one, the patrons who ignored these rules began to disappear. Some were found days later, their eyes wide with terror and their expressions frozen in a final, silent scream. The library became a place of dread and caution. Whispers spread about the nature of the books, how they were not just stories, but traps, each one a carefully crafted snare for the unwary reader. Others believed that the books themselves were cursed, their pages imbued with malevolent energy that could ensnare anyone who dared to defy the library's rules. There were stories of people who entered the library with good intentions, only to become obsessed with one particular book, their lives slowly consumed by the darkness within its pages. The library's reputation was such that few dared to enter, and even fewer emerged unscathed. The bravest, or perhaps the most foolish, ventured in with the hope of uncovering its secrets, only to be forever changed by what they found. Some said that the library's true purpose was to guard against something far worse, that it was a barrier between our world and a dark realm beyond comprehension. The air inside was thick with a sense of unease, and the silence was almost deafening. It was as if the very walls were holding their breath, waiting for the next unfortunate soul to make a mistake. Visitors were often struck by the feeling that they were being watched. That every move they made was being observed by unseen eyes. It was a sensation that never quite left them, even after they left the library. The once grand building was now a shadow of its former self, its grandeur lost to the ravages of time. But within its decaying walls lay an aura of malevolence that seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. Those who had ventured in and returned spoke in hushed tones, their eyes darting nervously as if expecting something or someone to emerge from the darkness. The final page of each book remained a mystery, a forbidden realm that beckoned with an irresistible allure. The few who had glimpsed it spoke of visions too horrifying to describe, a glimpse into a darkness that should remain unseen. The stories of those who had ventured into the library continued to spread, each one more chilling than the last, adding to the legend of a place that existed on the edge of reality. The library remained, its doors standing as a silent guardian between our world and the darkness that lurked just beyond. It was a place where curiosity could be fatal, and the price of disobedience was often too great to bear. Those who entered did so with a sense of dread, their every step measured and cautious. The rules were their only protection, a set of guidelines that, if followed, might keep them safe from the horrors that awaited. And so the library stood as a testament to the unknown, a place where the boundary between the real and the unreal was perilously thin, and where the rules were not merely suggestions, but a means of survival in a world where knowledge could be deadly. Until next time, thank you